You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson because guess who had his shoulder operated on? We're going to talk about him. It looks like his surgery was successful. As we know, the Cleveland Browns team, great roster. Great fans, great roster. You know, no quarterback. They've got no quarterback. By the way, they signed former Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco. He's on the practice squad. I told John Matrix yesterday, I said, look, if the Niners fade down the stretch, something crazy happens and the Browns are in the playoffs, Niners get eliminated. I said, I would love to see Joe Flacco, a former Ravens quarterback, come in for the Browns and win the Super Bowl. I was like, that would be the most glorious thing ever with Deshaun Watson costing $230 million for a 38-year-old Joe Flacco to actually come in and Nick Foles the Cleveland Browns. It would be glorious. It truly would, under the circumstances. And Jay Glazer, we got some comments from him, and they're pretty scorching about just how screwed the Browns are. And we've talked about this. The Browns are screwed. This Deshaun Watson contract, there's no other way. Let's just look at what's going on. I mean, how many games has he played now? 10, 11 maybe out of 2 seasons? It's a disaster. It's a disaster. And they're winning with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. They're winning with P.J. Brown. I mean, they didn't even need Deshaun Watson at this point. I mean, they really don't. Again, all of a sudden, I'm a huge Joe Flacco fan. Come on, Joe Flacco. And I've got no massive loyalty to Joe Flacco whatsoever, but it would just be hilarious and glorious. Deshaun Watson, the only disjustice there is that clown Jimmy Haslam would actually get a Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson underwent successful surgery on the displaced fracture in his throwing shoulder on Tuesday. The Browns announced Watson's rehab process is scheduled to begin on Friday. Per the team, he is expected to fully recover prior to the start of the 2024 season. Although he sustained the injury in the first half of the Browns' Week 10 game against the Ravens, Watson stayed under center for the entirety of Cleveland's triumphant 33-31 comeback victory. They just beat the Steelers, by the way, with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Just pointing that out, NFL.com, as you're trying to prop up Deshaun Watson. It was perhaps Watson's greatest moment with the team since signing a 5-year, fully guaranteed $230 million contract with Cleveland in 2022. In 2 years with the Browns, he has 2,200 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and 59.8 completion percentage with an 8-4 record. Congratulations. He's got numbers that literally flirt with Mac Jones and Zach Wilson right now, except with a $64 million dead cap hit. And that's not great. 5 of those victories have come this season, helping propel the Browns to a 7-3, good enough for the 5th seed in the AFC through Week 11. As Watson mends, Cleveland will continue the playoff push with 5th-round rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Guys, you've heard me say this before over and over again. I think Dorian is your future quarterback. I do. I think within, well, I would say, depending on Watson, he may be your starting quarterback next year. All right? But I think he's getting key experience with live bullets right now. And Dorian is going to progress and progress and progress into something for this Cleveland Browns team, I believe anyway. As if news of Deshaun Watson being out for the year could get any worse, Jay Glazer reminded us all how much the Cleveland Browns gave up to get him and how much they paid for him. The NFL insider for Fox said Watson is on the books for the next season, 3 seasons after this, at $46 million per fully guaranteed, Cleveland would have to take a $64 million cap hit for every year he is released early. I mean, it's bad. Let's listen to Glazer.
In that same division, Deshaun Watson, he's done for the year. This trade hasn't worked out close to what they thought it would.
Well, look, they paid Burrow. They're still happy with that, even though he's done for the year. But Deshaun Watson, how about this? If you look at his contract right now, they guaranteed him $46 million per year through 2026, a cap hit of $64 million per year. Gave up 9 draft picks already. Still have to give a first and a third for next year as well. They cannot get out of this contract before the 2027 season. They're just stuck with him no matter what.
Those 2 quarterbacks not coming back this year.
Oh, just it's horrid. It's horrific. They cannot get out of this thing. They cannot get out of this thing at all. Desperate times call for desperate measures, especially when you're a desperate organization like the Browns. It goes on to talk about the fact that the Falcons were getting ready for Deshaun Watson. They should have let the Falcons have him. I mean, he come out and said, I don't want to play for the Browns. And he moved on. He moved on. You almost dodged this bullet. And Jimmy Haslam stepped in and gave him that fully guaranteed contract. And you've got a quarterback that is out for the season, missed 11 games last year for sexual misconduct, discipline, to the point that the NFL did not have it built into the disciplinary system for him to be gone for the full season. Okay? I did that story earlier in the year where the NFL literally stepped in and changed their personal conduct policy. So, essentially, number one, if whatever happens with Watson happens again, he may be banned for life. Okay? And they made it where the punishment could have been 1 year, just like that. No step-ins, no arbitration. Yeah, they could do arbitration if they gave him 2 years, but it would probably be arbitrated down to like 1 year, okay? But there would have been clear-cut guidelines. There were no clear-cut guidelines, and that's why the NFL gave him that punishment. Also, Roger Goodell's a total cur, okay? We've all seen the video of him dapping it up with Deshaun Watson. I think it was prior to a preseason game or something like that. The video actually went viral, and people just drug Roger Goodell straight to hell over it. You know, because everybody was like, there he is. He's weak. He's a cur. He didn't have what it took to truly nail Deshaun Watson for his indiscretions. You know? So, anyway, tell me what you think. He's had surgery. Oh, my goodness. Go Joe Flacco. Go Joe Flacco. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.